I got somebody here to say hi.
I'm back.
What are you doing, Wes?
I came back to build a motor.
You did?
Yep.
You're all excited?
I am.
How was your first SEMA car show? Long. Did you learn anything? Yeah.
I don't think it was as. I think it was just more spread out, and there's less there.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 14.
Still.
Yep.
What'd you do all summer?
Went down to Florida, shot a hog.
Nice.
Skinned that, got all the meat off that. Continued go-kart racing. Pretty good in that. I'm 13th in the country, US and Canada. And I won 4 championships this year.
So who you got here with you? Introduce this guy.
Hi.
This is Brian.
I'm Brian.
Brian is Wes's dad from, where are you from, Brian?
Ohio.
Ohio.
Monroe, Ohio.
So yeah, this is the guy that persuades this kid to actually do good. So, so what do you want for a motor? What are you thinking? Like
Thinking
4.8,
thinking of 5.3 LS.
5.3. We don't have none of those around here. I tell you what I do have though. Come look at this. We're gonna have to see what condition it's in, but can you identify that? How do you identify an LS 5.3?
I don't know.
They say 5.3 right on the block. So what does this one say on the block? No, that's 317. That's the head casting. What else? Keep looking.
6.0.
Whoa! You think you can handle a 6-liter?
We'll find out.
All right. So this motor is actually a LQ9. So the 6-liter was LQ4, LQ9. Do you know what that is?
Nope.
So 10.5 to 1 compression ratio versus 9.5 to 1. Does that mean anything?
Means more compression.
It means more power, kid. More power. Well, let's roll this thing in and see if we can. I've never started this. It was out of a wrecked car. It was give to me, but we got a little chunk broke out of the block here because it was in a head-on. It was pretty bad. And steer it. Show me those muscles you've been working on.
Carolyn,
That's good right there. So there's a few things that we have to change for your truck. Remember when we had the mock-up motor in it, the oil pan was really low?
Yep.
So I ordered you an oil pan on the old interweb. We're gonna have to change that before we start it. That'll let us inspect the bottom end. And then we got a bunch of broke off bolts. So LS's are notorious for these bolts breaking. And I'm gonna teach you how to get those out of there without drilling and hacking and doing that kind of stuff. So why don't we get some wrenches and we'll tear that oil pan off. You earning your stripes, you get to use the power tool, huh?
Oh yeah, I've upgraded.
That's just, I'm letting you take it off. We'll see what happens when we go to put it back on. Scraping off you're actually cleaning the gasket surfaces. I need this all clean too.
Right.
See this right here? This is bad. This has got to be really clean. Do I need to get you another rag or what? That one's too good for him. We gotta give him a nasty rag here. We'll give you the end of the roll.
Hey, this one's cool. Blue.
Brian, how do you put up with this kid?
It's difficult.
Do you beat him?
Heck no.
He only said that. He only said that because he's on camera. In today's world, you can't get a kid to behave like Wes
Beat
unless
me
you
from one
beat
side of
him.
the house to the next.
Now the truth comes out. You know that was for your own good, right? Did he tell you that?
No, he just said I did this wrong. Beat me from one side of the house to the next.
Usually can't catch you.
We need
Yeah,
this all clean here, and
Yeah.
then wipe those down good. And look who's here.
I don't know.
Why aren't you guys
He's
done?
ridiculously slow.
Eat flea bay. Okay. So Jimmy can tell you all about this little O-ring.
Oh yeah, she's a nasty one.
Jimmy put together a motor and fired it up, and it lost oil pressure because of this. And he took it apart, and he couldn't see anything wrong, but it looked like maybe the O-ring was falling apart. Had a couple of chunks missing out of it. That was didn't it? It's aluminum. When you put this in here, you kind of have to fit the thing down.
Did you hear that? That's the $1,000 sound right there.
Problem is it's hitting right here a little bit, so we're gonna relieve it.
See, that is the
But yeah, you do. You want that thing to kind of
It's got to be perfect.
kind of lock in, because if it ain't, it will suck air. Now we're gonna put some metal in your engine. This is the stuff that'll make it run better. Hopefully the filter catches that. See if this Chinesium will fit better. This is your most important part of an LS, is getting this seated properly.
I always do 160. Because I'm the one racing it. I don't want my engine to fly past me. Seen a video of that. Doesn't look fun.
Okay, now tighter, better?
Depends.
Depends on what.
Depends on if you want to break a stud.
Aha! That's what I'm talking about. You're
Done
learning.
that before.
You're learning.
Click.
Click,
Torque
click, click, click. Now
And
we're gonna put a
torque
little kind of RV here, RTV here, okay? That's the I don't drip on dad's driveway RTV.
It's more mom's driveway.
Yeah, oh man. I'm going to be in the garage. I'm kicking them out of the garage.
You gotta pay attention to these gaskets too. This one's gonna be bad, because we're gonna have to get gun and drop. But normally they have cutouts right here, and that's just soft rubber. You don't wanna use those gaskets, because
They blow through.
they do, they blow through the garbage. They don't hold up. Probably should have done a fit on this before, but go ahead and fit that. Let's see how it fits on. Yeah, it's gonna go faster. We'll put lighter parts on it.
Yeah.
So start putting the bolts in, and just put them in finger tight. We'll get everything in first. And then you just gotta massage it and manipulate it around.
This is a proper union job.
I know everybody's
Done!
standing around watching one guy work. So did you retorque these? Did you revisit those? 10 millimeter, revisit those. Come on.
Yeah.
You're slacking, kid.
Step
You,
it up.
you know they're gonna be loose. And you did get all these in the corners and everything?
Did.
So are those gonna be loose or what? Oh, see that?
Click, click.
Would have been oil on the driveway, and Mama would have not let you come out next summer. What did I say about holding that on there?
Who taught you to use a ratchet? Exactly. What
Him.
school did you go to?
No, not me. Not me.
Never seen mom hold a ratchet.
Okay,
Click.
let's turn that motor over, kid. Think you're tough enough? Don't cut yourself on the valve covers, they're sharp. Get it nice and straight up and down. It's got you breathing heavy.
Wow. Here, do I need to help you? Oh, that's how it always is.
You know how you do it?
Not a clue. Can't you tell?
Lift up on the very end of it just a little bit on the crank out there. There you go. Take the weight off and then just roll it.
Works great.
A
Watch it
little bit
struggle.
more. Just a little bit more. I want it nice and level. Okay, that's perfect.
Hey, first try.
First try, huh? Now you can use the engine stand, right?
Yeah.
Kids these days.
They need to make this electric too.
Stop talking electricity. I'm gonna get the cattle prod out and shock you. Do you know what that is?
No.
That's the knock sensor.
So
Works great.
there's two little coil sensors in there, and they measure the rattle frequency, and when the timing's too far advanced, they send a signal to the ECM, and the ECM goes, hey, pull a little timing out, we're knocking over here. So I robbed your cam sensor.
No.
We need to get a cam sensor in it, and I've got an intake that I use for testing. We're going to bolt that on here. But right now, you've got a really tough job ahead of you.
Hey.
Let's find you something to sit on. So, what are we doing, Wes? Talk to me.
We're getting ready to take out a broken stud.
Broken exhaust, stud, bolt, whatever, right there in that hole.
Two or three on this side.
Camera crewing. So I made him a deal. I said, I'll take the first one out, you can watch. Then he's taking the rest out, but he's going to do the rest the hard way. He thinks he's getting off easy. He's not getting off easy. So what you do, Wes, I know you can't see this because you don't have a hood on. That other hood probably doesn't have use, but you weld on the head of the bolt, right?
Yep.
Try not to weld the aluminum because you can't weld to aluminum, but you weld onto it, right?
Stay over here and just close your eyes.
Now what I'm doing here, you're not going to be able to do. You're going to do something different on the other side. It's actually easier. Now the key is to let that heat soak into the motor because it'll release the Loctite. If you get on it too soon, it'll just twist the head off. If you get on it too late, it'll gall to the aluminum. If you get on it just right, backs the screw right off. So get your stool set up on your side over here before you can burn yourself up.
Where are we at? We got two, three of them.
So what I'm going to do, once you weld that little nipple up, we'll start here. You weld that nipple up, and then I'm going to hold that on the end of the nipple, and you can just weld it in a couple spots, and we'll just unscrew it. Keep unscrewing them, they'll all be welded together. Okay?
Yep.
So turn the heat down just a little bit more, your wires heat down a little more. So you want to weld just as best you can right on the end of that. Okay, hit it again. Just come in from the side and weld that on there. Jump up on top and weld on this side, get some heat going through it. second. Give it a second. A little bit more, a little bit more. Okay, now very carefully. Go looser a little and then tighter a little. Now unscrew it. And just steady flow. Not fast, not slow. Just keep it steadily moving. Did you learn yourself something today, boy?
I did.
Tighten these up to hold your hood. Okay, that's good right there. I'll grab it with pliers.
Watch you screw your hands.
Yeah, I've learned.
So
It's last time I did
let's
it.
do this one right here.
It doesn't have a-
Nicely done. It's your trophy.
Pretty cool trick though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, if one of those studs would have broke off, what I would have had you do is just weld on it again, weld on it again, weld on it again. I've had it break off every thread, one at a time, all the way out. To where I was reaching in there so deep to try to weld on it, like I was hitting the sides. But it actually worked pretty good. Metal left on there, it's all clean.
Hybrid technology is pretty
You can
good.
beat whatever. You can beat a Tesla too. You just have to beat them at the game. Okay, I watched a video last night.
Beat him in a burnout battle.
Jimmy would have loved this video. Look at these headers I got.
They're shiny.
I think I'll pass those for the project. The new electric Humvee. They got a Dodge Cummins diesel, and they charged the Humvee up, and they got the diesel truck full of fuel, and they both hooked onto equal 6,000-pound trailers, and they're going to do a range comparison. Like, it wasn't even a comparison, it was a joke. They took off, and the Humvee was bragging about how he was hardly using any voltage and blah, 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 and then they got a little headwind. And yeah, the Humvee had to turn around and go back to a charging station because he could no longer proceed because he wasn't going to make his next charging station. And the Dodge had used like a quarter of a tank. It was like a joke. Like, seriously, whoever would buy that and think that they could pull a trailer across the country and have an enjoyable trip, it's like. So yeah, when somebody says you want to race, you say, yep, I'll race you to Arizona.
I'll reach you to the next gas station.
From Ohio to Arizona. Because then they're like, well, we got to stop and charge. Well, I don't have to stop and charge. Now what are you doing?
Mounting the headers.
Don't break spark plugs. Wow, those are fancy. I wonder if Jimmy brought your motor mounts. We could put the motor mounts on it too.
What do I do here?
Actually, we need to get a. Oh, did you put the gasket?
I
You pulled
did.
the gasket on upside down. See this
did.
hole? See this hole? Oh, it's yeah. So what Wes did was put this on upside down. Let me show you what he did. He's over here learning. So you put the gasket on like this, they line up. You put the gasket on like this, yeah, nothing lines up. Learning yourself some stuff, ain't you?
I
kid?
am. Look at that.
Oh yeah. See.
Turn it around.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, I knew that one.
Sure you did.
There we go. So what's going on, Wes?
Putting oil in my motor again. Oh my gosh.
He thinks it's so funny, huh? He's leaking oil. There you go.
Put that in, all of it.
You're gonna cry.
Don't
Make
you
it
spill
impressive.
it.
You're gonna cry. Make it impressive.
Look at you spilling oil.
Liquid gold, liquid gold.
Pay attention. What are we doing, Wes?
We're getting ready to fire it up.
How much oil pressure you think it'll make?
Enough.
You think it'll be enough? What's your guess?
45.
45 pounds.
I'm going with 60.
I'm going with Barry the Gauge when it revs up.
You want the price of right. Price is right.
One PSI.
One PSI. You guys are all over.
I'm going with 1 bar. What's a bar? It's right there with those
That's down the street,
Wentworth wrenches.
right?
Can have your bar and your Wentworth.
I'm standing in the wrong spot. Hang on. Stand by.
Fine.
Nope.
Is there anything else we need to do? We have everything cooked up, right?
We'll find out.
So, there's that fuel. And we turn on fuel. Oh, yeah, that's spark. Okay. Magic. Positive. Just touch it. We'll let that heat soak for a second, and then we'll fire it up and run again.
Well, I
Oil leak?
No, just blowing out.
It was blowing and going. Might have to retorque those once they get hot.
Don't touch that.
Yeah.
Find out the hard way.
This stuff will be hot, Wes.
Don't burn your fingers till Sunday.
Well, it sounds pretty good. Fire's on all 8. It has oil pressure. That's good. I wanted to roll off the stand, that's for sure. Picked up on that a little. I like it. I like it when a plan comes together. Yeah, it had about 70 pounds of oil pressure revved up. That was good. I have no idea how many miles were on it. It had a digital dash and I never got it lit up. I don't. I have the computer somewhere, but I could probably look it up. But I don't know. It's an LS. They're tough.
You got the number? You can run that.
Carfax it.
Yeah, that might show up as an oil change or.
Yeah, well, the last time it was serviced,
Yeah.
legitimately.
Yeah.
Like the guy that put the new water pump on, like
Yeah.
maybe he recorded that? Yeah, right. It shows 110,000. It's like, yeah, 110,000 miles. But yeah, that should be enough horsepower to get you in trouble. Now all we have to do is put a flywheel and a clutch on it so we can hook your stick shift transmission up to it and get it in the truck. Oh, there is one more thing. You have to build a wire harness.
I was gonna say, are you skipping the fun part or what?
So yeah, yeah, maybe tomorrow we'll get you a wire harness set in here, and you and your dad can strip it down, and we'll start going through and dressing a wire harness. You can show the rest of the world how to dress a wire harness. So this harness is a MEFI, MEFI they call it. It's one of my favorites, but it won't shift the transmission or have any of the mass airflow, the economic stuff that you need, Wes. So we will build a wire harness that actually makes sense and will actually work. We'll do that tomorrow. Hey, father and son, quit bickering. Quit bickering. Wes, I rolled your motor outside last night. It whimpered all night. Why don't we roll that back in the shop, and then I'm going to have you clean up the intake.
Just like that.
We need this slave back here again, don't we?
I know, right?
Yeah. All right.
Want all this straightened by alphabetical order. That's right.
Get a hold of that and the wire harness, computer, all that. You're going to take that over by the steam cleaner.
It's crusty.
It is. It's dirty. Take all that to the steam cleaner. Spread the wiring out nice and neat so you can steam clean it, because you're going to have to work on it, take it apart so that harness can flop over this way. Actually, that harness I don't think's on there. You can kind of, well, it is. It's still on there. Some of it's still plugged in. Okay. I'm not worried about water in anything. My steam cleaner, though, is kind of fussy. You can't let off the handle, and it's going to get up to a certain temperature where it starts to boil, and you got to turn the burner off because it gets too hot, essentially. And I'm going to have you steam this radiator too. Now, when you steam a radiator, you go straight in. If you go at an angle, it blows the fins over. Blow the fins over, you know what you're going to be doing?
Overheating.
Straightening them fins up.
The rest of the
But
day.
overheating, yes.
Yes.
So yeah, be sure and hit the computer, but like this wire all right here, we got to strip all that. So get it as clean as you can. You got to flop it over this way and that way and whatever. And clean the intake really good. Roll the intake over. Clean the bottom of it really good. You can steam the throttle body, all of it. Just go crazy on it. Go gorillas. But yeah, don't let off the handle once the pump's ready. And then that wand is going to get so hot you can't touch it. So pull your trigger. You have to give it a second to warm up. But
I did it. Didn't bend any fins.
Good thing. 'Cause if you'd have bent them fins, you know what you'd be doing right now.
Be there with the screwdriver.
So this harness right here, which Wes did not clean very good, but he's going to learn about that here in a second. Aren't you, Wes?
I will.
This was the original crank sensor, and they normally run down around the front of the motor. That's why they're so filthy dirty. And I've got it pulled out here because we're going to run it a different direction now. But basically we've laid the harness back on the engine. Now what Wes is going to do is he's actually going to strip this harness. He's going to pull all this garbage off, and we're going to get down to the wiring. And then once we're down to the wiring, we can really dive into it and start pulling the wires out that we need, and saving the wires we need and pulling out the ones we don't need. But I also think we're going to put an alternator on it right quick so that we can just plug the alternator in. What we got going on here?
I missed a spot on the steam cleaner.
10 rats on a Cheeto. Yeah, how'd that work out for you cleaning that? Now it's kind of rotavega, you know. Ooh, look at that dirt in there. Yeah, that's the worst part of the harnesses because it runs around the front of the oil pan. Somebody cut that with a razor blade already. I can see copper sticking out of that.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That is not good.
be careful with the cutting. So yeah, these guys almost got it stripped, and we'll get the book out and show Wes how to hook his wires up. Alrighty, so Wes has got all of his plugs that are important plugged in, like all the injectors, the throttle control, throttle body control. There's a map sensor laying up here. We got cam sensor plugged in. He's stripping the crank sensor wires right now. We'll loop them around and plug them in. We've taken out, Jimmy's working on taking out downstream O2s right now. These are upstream O2s, we're saving them. And normally I just leave all the wire as long as it was in the vehicle and tie it up. If you want a really neat harness, you can tailor your wires back, but normally you can just loop them up and clean them up and tape them up nice, and they look good. So we've got this thing stripped clear to the computer, and we're going to pull those wires out literally right to the connector on the computer. I'll show you this book that I bought on the internet that helps identify these wires on these harnesses. I'll show a picture of it. You can buy it on eBay, I think, for like 20 bucks. What are you doing?
And man, the wires digging in.
Looks like a rat's nest. Jimmy, what are you doing?
Improving or disimproving, I don't
Those are
know.
nice glasses you got on.
Thanks, buddy. Great to have cheerleaders.
Great to have cheerleaders. Jimmy doesn't like to wear glasses, but when he's this close, he needs to.
It's an old man thing. Old age is not agreeing with me.
They make you look smarter, Jimmy. I'm just saying.
Is that possible?
I'm such a smart ass. What are you doing, Wes?
Sorting wires. See which ones you
Still?
need. Yep.
So what are we working on here? This is the data link connector. This is your programming device. So what do you got here? What does it look like? Oh, look at that PCM. Remember that one we picked out? Serial data? You
Yep.
remember that?
Yep.
What number was it? You forgot already?
I did.
It's 58 in the green connector.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you need out here? We need a ground, and then we might as well get that ground too. So 4, 5.
4,
Look at
5.
these. 4, 5. Data link connector will be
16.
16.
We don't have a 2.
Oh, that's always hot. So if we don't have one in 2, what are we going to do?
We're gonna make one.
We're going to move one over. So we're going to move one over to number 2 so that we can have our serial data. So you're going to figure out how to pop that out. There's a little clip here, this thing here. Figure out how it comes out. And then we'll release all that we don't need. And if you'll make the colors right, you can pop all those out, get all of them out. We'll put an orange one in 16. If there's a purple one, we'll put it in 2. And then 2 blacks in 4 and 5. Okay? What are you doing?
We're getting ready to finish it.
It looks like you are finished. Did you do what I said? Did you get the pins on this thing right? Is this right?
It is.
Because if it's not right, guess what?
2, 4, 5, and 16.
What are they? What do you mean?
What do you mean don't know?
4 and 5 or what?
Oh, the ground.
Okay, so what's 2?
Where is 2? There it is.
The serial data connector.
Yeah.
16 is what? Power for your tool. Oh, you got your brackets on your little computer there. Your little special plug on your eval. Oh, we forgot to fill that hole. Gotta fix that.
That's not important.
And we need a map sensor.
That's
Jimmy,
important.
Jimmy, it's all important. You know how high the idle will be with that hole?
You're doing burnouts. That's right.
That'd be-
It's optional.
So, did we cut any connectors off, or are they all here?
All the important ones are there.
Huh? Looks to be all here. We're missing an O2 sensor. So we need to get you an O2 sensor. Oh yeah. You show them your $200 water pump? Yeah. Ouch. Talk about inflation. Dang. Oh, we gotta put the AC on and fix that little broken boss there. Kind of hard to see. Motor mounts are on. We got clutch and flywheel. So when are you coming back to the
I
land of
don't
the
know.
free, Arizona? How old
I
are you
don't know.
now? 14?
But yeah, 14.
So you come back in like April or May. We can put this motor in. And then, well, maybe this time next year you'll be driving this thing home, huh?
Yep.
If you behave.
Yeah. I think we'll have to race Jimmy through New Mexico.
Jimmy's down.
No comment.
Jimmy will have his Mustang running by then.
That's right. Yeah, probably.
The 5.0 Mustang. Photo op? We don't photo op.
What's out?
It is. How late were you up? How late were you up?
It was a struggle.
What'd your dad think of your truck?
You liked it?
He
Minus
did.
all of the dirt and rust around on his face.
Oh, did you get him dirty last night? Wow, you guys did this the hard way. I'd have lifted the bed off. I'd have got that out of my way.
Made him with it.
Ooh, I like that, Jimmy. I like that. Make him earn it. Make him earn it.
Notice our selection of hammers.
Yeah, bigger, and biggest. Save the U-bolts though. They need to be wire wheeled and stuff. But yeah, looks good. All right. Well, I dug that other one out this morning, so we'll have to get it up here. We got to cut these off though. So these saddles are going to be cut off. This is going to be cut off and put on the other axle. And then that big old ugly thing can go away. Believe it or not, that's a really strong rear axle. It's ugly.
I might be able to lose 200 pounds off this truck.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy right there, for sure. That is heavy duty all the way.
We soak those U-bolts in acid.
Nah, just wire wheel them. The spring hanger, is this one broke or
Yes.
does it go? Well, that's for the sway bar though.
Yeah, the sway bar.
So we get rid of that. But yeah, both the shock mount pieces that go underneath are good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were still intact.
Yeah, you still ought to pull them leaf spring bolts out and clean all that up while you're there.
We're going to.
Because those springs are going to get changed, and that's going to be difficult to deal with.
Right.
Sure, like if you can just get the nuts to heat them up, zip them loose, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get rid of that plate that goes in between for the
Right.
sway bar.
Right.
But
That's what I figured. I figured
we
we
will
could-
need to cut these off, these saddles and stuff. But yeah,
Okay.
looks good. Excited to work on your truck?
I am.
Yeah, getting more excited as the day gets closer to drive.
Yep.
So probably ought to set this thing on a dolly and roll it outside because we're gonna need to cut them out in front of the door so you don't mess your concrete all up. But yeah, so the kid's truck is tore apart down to the swing arms. He's out here dressing out his 8.8 with his father.
Yeah, just take that off.
It's already out, guys. Hey, it's already out. They don't listen, do they, Jim?
Nope.
They don't listen. It's already out. So they're pulling the shoes off, the pads, calipers, and we're going to cut these brackets off and get this thing cleaned up and ready to go in the truck.
Plasma cutter or torch?
Torch will be fine. Those are ready to lift off, both at the same time. Set them over there out of the way. A little wheel leaky action, huh? A nice little sandpaper burn.
So we're cutting the brackets off for the U-bolts. You can see Jimmy's cutting them off the torch. Flying out of the axle.
Me and Uncle Jimmy are just supervising.
Aren't you just so lucky?
And making really bad jokes to little Wes here. Is that how it goes?
That's how it's gonna go.
Yep. Forward, yep. You had it right.
Why'd you make me second guess myself?
Because it's so easy.
Keeps you on your toes. That bolt fell down. The struggle is real. Brought to you by Champion Mountain Dew.
No. Hell. Another one.
Forward, forward,
Where?
forward,
We're not helping.
forward.
Forward, what?
Where you were reaching, you need to reach farther forward.
See
Forward.
if I can see it in the
That
reflection.
forward. That forward.
Oh, there it is. Don't you cross thread those nuts. Be sure they go back on the way they came off.
Could have made a really funny joke.
Did you grease them?
Didn't do nothing.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, you probably should have greased them U-bolts before
Yeah,
you put them
probably
down
should've.
there. It's gonna make things hard.
Hey,
Why don't you take it all back
Grease the
apart and
U-bolt.
grease it. Because it's super important. Just take them both over there and wipe a little grease on the threads and put them back on and then put that together. Remember the 7 P's? What were they? 7 P's. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance.
Hey, Merlin.
Yeah.
Why are you just sitting around
I'm supervising.
supervising?
Today I'm the supervisor.
You're doing a good job.
If I had a Pepsi in my hand, I'd be
Wes, what do you got going on right now?
Supervisor. You just greased me. Did you grease the other one?
No, I did not.
Why are you taking so much time? Man, this is like a slow motion project. Of course,
Got a problem with it?
it is kind of backwards here. We're putting a Ford rear end under a Chevy. There might be some people not like that.
Hey, that's why we're greasing.
I have to say, the Ford 8.8 is going to replace the 9-inch.
if it hasn't already.
It's just like the LS, though. It's ugly. Of course, the 9-inch was never a pretty. So Wes, he thinks he's going to upgrade right now from mechanical to power tools. Wes,
What?
you're doing such a good job. It's
Yeah, I know.
unbelievable.
Do I get to upgrade?
What's this? Talk to me, kid. Talk to me. Is now the time? What do you say, Jim? Shake and bake, Ricky Bobby. Shake and bake. Is that what you tell your friend on the track?
No, I tell him to spin off.
Shake and bake. Give me the old.
No, I tell them they're slow and then they mess up. Nope. What do I do with it now?
You want to take a break? Get a drink? Ice cream. Fruit
Need,
Loops.
need a Gatorade?
Ice cream.
Pling, 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 pling. It all falls down. I got him an ice cream.
Yeah.
Let me at least be
No. I want to do this.
I want it done within the next 20 hours.
Yeah, Dad's got a plane to catch.
Yeah, he does. Keyword. He has a plane to catch.
You ready to stay here?
Yes, I am.
You ready to be like, Dad, I'm gonna finish my truck. We're doing
Yes, I am.
burnouts tonight.
We're doing it. Maybe not in this truck, but we'll do it in something.
Yeah, this truck will be burned out until we get a posit track in it. How does that make you feel having those attached?
What's coming next? What do you got? You gonna say it backwards? Because it's not.
You're pretty confident you got it right?
I am. Did I upgrade the power tools?
It actually looks right.
I hit power tools.
What's this bolt for?
I have no idea. It doesn't matter right now. Here, let me see that.
What's the little drill from Bob the Builder? We'll get him one of those. Upgrade. That'll be his first power tool.
That's right. There you go. Right. Little squeezy action.
Yeah.
Go to the other side. Go to the front. There you go. Or rear.
This one's tight.
Yeah, sure it is. Good thing you greased it.
It's a good thing you run that die down it and threaded it, huh? Because it'd be really tight. That's probably good. Tighten that front one a little and then do the other side. That's good. We still need to be able to twist it, so once we get the springs in it, we can set the pinion angle.
Well, that's enough of that. I got a plane to catch. Thanks for watching.